wonderful to see so many people here committed to making a difference. And that's what's really impressed me about Bob and Faith and the entire NAAC partnership model, is that they are working at the grassroots. They're working on partnerships with social service organizations, government enterprises, and private sector investors to make a difference in people's lives. And that's really where we ought to be measured. Who did you help this week? Should always be the measurement that we use in terms of every policy, every hour that we spend working in our organizations. And I gotta say, Faith has always been fighting for the mission of NAAC and fighting on your behalf. So I gotta say, I'm inspired, and I take her advice seriously. When she calls me and she says, we've got a problem, she gets my attention. And that's a great access that NAAC has at the local level, state level, and the federal level. You know, the failure of Washington has been clear. You have politicians who like to say nice things, but when have they actually fixed the problems? And I'm talking about both parties. I think it's a pox on the House of the Democrats, it's a pox on the House of the Republicans. Both sides need to start showing some maturity. And if they actually realize the impact that their failure of leadership was having on actual Americans, working families, they would be ashamed of their behavior. And that's the sort of, you know, I mean, seriously, whether you're a Democrat or Republican or someone in between, you ought to turn to your party and say, what the hell is wrong with you? Where are the solutions? Stop fighting, start fixing. And so one of the things that this budget has shown me is that here in San Diego, when I was elected in 2008, they said we were headed for bankruptcy. But you know what? We avoided bankruptcy because we made tough decisions. We balanced our budget, we fixed the pension crisis, and we started restoring services. And in the meantime, we started looking at programs like the areas that you are all working at. Housing Commission, we were able to implement an innovative public-private partnership model here with our Housing Commission. How many of you are working with the San Diego City Housing Commission? Anyone working with the Housing Commission? Well, if you're not, you ought to be working with, or at least finding out what they're doing. Because they've been able to open up housing opportunities to thousands of San Diegans at a far more cost-effective basis. And they're doing it through partnerships, and they're working with social service organizations, and they're asking, how do we build a system that's designed to serve the consumer and the family, and get past the regulation, get past the red tape, get past the bureaucracy. It's so refreshing. And those are the sorts of innovations that Faith and her team always are looking for. They're looking for ways to cut through the red tape and empower the organizations that they represent. So I appreciate everything you do. Keep fighting, keep raising your voice, because guess what? Math is on our side. At some point, we've got to start dealing with these problems. Both parties are going to have to wake up and start being serious about them. And I'm hopeful that we will all be part of that solution when the time comes. Thank you so much.